Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly forecast for October 24th through the 30th. Happy birthday to the early Scorpios who have birthdays this week. It's my birthday too on the 25th. We're going to see what's coming up here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You might stumble upon this video after the time frame I mentioned. That's just fine, my darlings. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And without further ado, let's see what's coming up here for the Scorpio collective. I'm going to move you all just a teensy bit closer. First card coming up here for our lovely Scorpio friends is, the Empress. Okay, this is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that, like we're coming into a new chapter. It's a defining moment. I'm going to try to get rid of this glare here. All right, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Okay, so major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that this is a significant new chapter, a defining moment in our life. So even though I'm setting the intention for a 7-day period of time, this is energy that's going to be around for a while. If you have Libra or Taurus placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses and in those areas of your life. The Empress is a divine feminine card, divine feminine energy. She's oftentimes referred to all of the queens in one. So she's the sassy, independent, charismatic, life of the party, Queen of Wands, fiery Queen of Wands. She's the loving, nurturing, spiritual Queen of Cups. She's the tough as nails, no nonsense, intellectual Queen of Swords. And she's the work hard, play hard, domestic goddess, Queen of Pentacles. She's all of these things in one. So you may be evolving into divine feminine energy. You may be calling divine feminine energy into your life. I've heard, is it The Lucky Mermaid, Pamela Georgiou? I always confuse Pamela Gregory and Pamela Georgiou, but The Lucky Mermaid, I think it's Pamela Georgiou. I've heard her say that, in her readings, the Empress can be like a mother figure or maternal figure who's passed on, coming into your dreams with messages. So there could be something like this for some of you, maybe a grandmother figure or maternal figure coming in and bringing you messages in your dreams in the coming week, or not just the week, but in through the season. We are in a very transformative time, very transformative energy. So some of you may be receiving direction or guidance through dreams. Empress for me is just very creative, abundant, powerful energy. So I feel it's a sense of like coming into your power. It's also the stars really jumping out at me. So that to me is following intuition. We do have a new moon on the 25th on my birthday. So this is an excellent time for creation for Scorpio, right? I think for people in general, but especially Scorpio, because it's a new moon in our sign. It's a new moon in our element. And new moons are excellent time for creating, for intention setting, for manifesting. So I feel, Scorpio, that a lot of you are turning a new chapter here in terms of what you're building and creating and calling into your life. And because the Empress has such a strong connection with beauty, I would say definitely a beautiful life. In fact, I feel really strong Archangel Jophiel vibes around this. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy, powerful energy. And Scorpio, some of you may have struggled your whole life with like not wanting to be taken for a fool or not wanting to be taken advantage of, especially if you're a Scorpio that you just have those genes, or you have that energy where you look young, regardless of size, like you just maybe look young or seem young. And so maybe you're just used to people thinking you're really innocent, or like you don't know what's going on, or you're naive. And so maybe some of you have had to really kind of come in here with the battle axe, and maybe you've kind of struggled with balancing, having a sense of power, having a sense of safety, being respected, but also being liked or being able to make friends. If this is something you've struggled with, I feel you're coming into a time or a chapter in your life where it's going to become increasingly more easy. And you're going to find that you are receiving respect, but it's respect because you're inspiring others. Just the way you carry yourself and the energy that you put out and the things that you're doing in your life, you may find you're coming into a time where you're getting a lot of respect, and people are not terrified of you, right? But they do fear losing your favor. They do fear losing your friendship or your attention or your affection. And so you find that people are being respectful, not because it's like fear of like the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland, where it's like off with their head, not because they're scared of you in that way, but because like they would just hurt to think like, oh my gosh, oh, it would just, devastate me. Like I wouldn't be able to stand it if I hurt Scorpio, or if I lost Scorpio's respect. So some of you may be coming into this energy shift. The next card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Princess of Cups. Now, some decks would refer to this as a page. So Page of Cups could be you, Scorpio, really coming into your youthfulness, your youthful water sign energy. Some of you could be dealing with a fellow water sign, either one that is younger or one that is youthful or playful. But the Page of Cups comes up for me a lot when the heart chakra is opening up. We did talk about manifesting, and that's one of the things that needs to happen when we're manifesting. The heart needs to open up to receive. So you may feel the heart chakras opening up. I do feel, Scorpio, you might find yourself in the coming few weeks, I'm going to say the next 3 weeks for some of you, where like things are making you cry, not like in a sad way, but like you'll hear a song and it'll bring a tear to your eye, or like you'll see something in a commercial, or like in a sentimental way, right? Like if you're watching a movie and there's like a really romantic scene or something, like crying in that way. And some of you are like not liking it at all, but it is temporary. It's not going to be like this forever. This is just one of the things that you're feeling as the heart chakras opening up, right? Kind of like the Grinch. Some of you, your heart is growing. What is it? 3 sizes. 3 sizes this week, or 3 sizes in the next 3 weeks. So heart chakra may be opening up to receive. This is also a card that reminds me that playfulness is really important right now. And Scorpio, you may be feeling playful, right? Like I said, a lot of you have been carrying that battle axe around for a long time. And you're like, I know I'm tough, but I don't need to prove it. And you're just like putting down that battle axe and you're having a good time. But if somebody wants to mess around and find out, they can mess around and find out. But until then, you're like, I want to enjoy my life. I want to do things that are fun. I do feel some of you may be planning a trip as a part of this. You may not be going on the trip this week, but you may be planning a trip or being invited to a trip that you're really kind of excited about. I would like to draw your attention here to this moon here, and it could seem like a new moon, but it also gives me the vibe of an eclipsed moon. Now, if you don't know, there is going to be a solar eclipse on the 25th of October. It's not going to be visible from everywhere. It's not going to be visible where I am, but it may be visible where you are. If you are in Europe or parts of Africa, parts of Middle East, parts of Asia that are going to get to see this solar eclipse. So this solar eclipse in Scorpio energy could be bringing about for a lot of us revelations of truth, but also because if your sun sign is Scorpio, then like the truth of yourself, maybe things you've been hiding about yourself, not in a guilty way, but maybe in a way where you've just been scared. You've been scared to show uh who you are because of judgment, or You're concerned that people might not like you, or as I said, you're concerned people might take advantage of you in some way. Some of you may have past life fears around success or around standing out or shining, because maybe you found in past lives that made you a target. So you're always kind of laying low. And so there could just be something here about letting the true self out, letting the true self be seen. But with this Page of Cups coming in with a sense of playfulness, right? Like just playfulness, lightheartedness. It can be overwhelming to have the heart chakra open up. So whatever you do, resist the urge of pushing it down, resist the urge of stifling it or stopping it, and give yourself permission to take breaks. Like when the energy gets intense or you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion, maybe take a nap, maybe watch something funny that makes you laugh, maybe do something creative or playful or fun, and break up the energy, because some of you are going to feel this really intense energy and you may feel overwhelmed by it. But whatever you do, resist the urge to stop or shut it off or turn yourself off, and just kind of take it in waves, take it in pieces. The next card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Nine of Wands. Now, Nine of Wands can come up in a couple of different ways. This can be coming up to tell us that we are at the tail end of some changes or transformations or accomplishments. If 10 is complete, then 9 of Wands says we're at 9. This is like the last big push, the last final push to completion, the last final push to the finish line. For some of you, you're like, oh, I'm so tired of moving. How many more times do I have to move? Because it might be coming up. You're like, oh man, I might have to move. But this move could be very well the last move you're going to make in this lifetime. That's not to say you won't travel or, go different places, but this could be like, this is it. The next move that's coming up is like, this is going to be home for you. This is going to be where you're putting down your roots. For some of you, you might be like, oh, how many more people do I need to go through to, find my life partner? This could be it. The next one that's coming in could be the life partner. So 9 of Wands is like, you've done the 9 battles. Here's the last one. Here's the last push, and it's done. Mission accomplished, goal achieved. Something has been seen through to its entirety. So very close. The other way the 9 of Wands can come in, my dears and my darlings, is that I don't feel like a protectiveness. Sometimes this could be like having to protect what you've worked for, or like being on the defense. I don't feel that, especially with this Empress energy. I feel like people know to just kind of back off and let you do what you're doing. I don't feel a sense of opposition with these cards with the Nine of Wands. But for some of you, there may be like an internal defensiveness, right? Because the heart chakra is opening, things are coming in. You might be a little defensive, or, oh gosh, I really don't want to get burned again, or how can I trust this? And what if this is a false alarm? And 9 of Wands is reminding you, Scorpio, there's absolutely positively nothing new under the sun anybody can come at you with. You've seen every lie, you've seen every manipulation, you've seen every dirty little trick in the book. As long as you're staying alert and paying attention to red flags, if something isn't right, you're going to sniff it out. You're going to nip it in the bud. You're not going to end up in another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year karmic insanity cycle. You're not going to end up in an entanglement. You're not, like, as long as you're paying attention, you're going to be able to tell if something isn't right. So you can trust your judgment, right? And this could be a big thing a lot of you are healing. You may have kind of been gaslit through your entire childhood. You may have been made to believe or like think that you don't make good decisions, or you don't know, your parents know best and you're not thinking correctly, or the church knows best, or whatever, whatever it is. And so you may be learning to trust yourself and trust your intuition and trust your judgment. But you don't have to be scared about embracing opportunities. I hate to be cliche, but it's popping up in my head. So if it comes up in my head while I'm reading, I have to say it. That's the one rule I kind of live by when it comes to my readings. If it comes up to me in the reading, I have to say it. And I saw this quote on the internet. I don't know who it originated from. And I I don't remember the exact words, but the gist of it is like a bird that's resting on a branch isn't afraid of the branch breaking because it trusts in its ability to fly. Like it trusts in its own wings. So, Scorpio, I think a lot of you are having this realization that yes, it's scary to embrace these changes. Yes, it's scary to allow these opportunities and people into my life because it could go wrong, right? It could all go wrong. But you're remembering that you're Scorpio, and you're remembering what you've been through, and you're sniffing out anything that doesn't seem right. And even then, if something comes along that fools you, or even then if something comes along that it's seasonal instead of for a lifetime, you know that you're going to get over it because you always have. Like, you're like, I know who I am. I don't need to be scared. What have you lived through till today? Like, you don't need to be scared. You know that you've got this. You know that you can handle this. So this aspect for some of you. But I do feel for a lot of you, and again, the sun here, right? Like the eclipse, there may be some truths being revealed in your life around certain people where they're not going to get to go with you because you're deciding you're not going to get to go with me, right? You're not going to get to be in the entourage. You're not going to get to be in the posse. They may want to, they may beg, they may apologize, but there could be things that you're seeing where you're saying this isn't good for me. Also, one more thing, Scorpio, we'll move on to the next card. This is another message I'm getting from the Nine of Wands. Some of you are very awake and very alert. And there may be people in your life or people in your company that you have friends or family looking at you like, is Scorpio stupid? Or like, does Scorpio not see that this person is trouble? Or does Scorpio not see that like this is a pretty terrible person? And so people might think you're blinded to it, or people might think that this person has you fooled. And I feel, Scorpio, you're not fooled at all. Like, you know who and what this person is. You know what these characteristics are. You know that this is somebody who's shady. You know that this is someone who's manipulative or narcissistic or controlling or deceptive or whatever it may be. And you know that, and you have your little boundaries in place. You maybe act like you don't know, but you might have like compassion for this person. You entertain them a little bit. You let them be around because you feel kind of like compassion for this person or these people, like in a human kind of way. But at the same time, I feel with this Nine of Wands, it's coming to a time where you're not even going to entertain this for a little bit because it's like, this stage is over. This time is over. I have to protect what I'm building. I have to protect what I have in my life. So, these are people now that I can't entertain, or I can't let come around, or I can't go and spend time with them, right? Kind of makes me think of, again, Preacher's Daughter Bible reference, when they were talking bad about Jesus and they were saying, look at this person. He sits with like tax collectors and who at that time were viewed very, very low, right? I'm not going to get into that subject right now, but tax collectors and criminals and, all kinds of like, people that society deemed to be, not favorable, right? But Jesus was like, these are people too. They need affection, they need attention, they need guidance, they need awakening, they need a lightening. So maybe some of you were allowing these people around like in a way in which you were imparting healing, or you were just shedding a little bit of light or a little bit of love, but you wouldn't take a bunch of riffraff and bring it into your home if, say, like maybe you have young children, or you wouldn't leave your valuables unattended around people who kind of have a track record that they got those sticky fingers, they can't help it, or at least they haven't broken out of it yet. You're going to guard these valuables, you're going to protect these valuables, you're going to protect young impressionable people So Scorpio, I feel like some of you are coming into this energy where you're starting to realize how much you're building, you're starting to realize how much you're creating, and you're protecting it by way of boundaries. I can't have you coming around. I can't have you being here. I can't be spending time with you, right? So this could be a phase or stage or cycle in your life that's coming to a close or coming to an end. Next card coming up for the Scorpio collective. Woo, confirmation, Three of Pentacles. Laying down a new foundation, a new MO, a new way of doing things, building, creating, restructuring, right? That which you are building upon. This could be collaboration, coming in and working with others in a work situation. It could be an employer or a person taking you under their wing and kind of showing you the ropes, showing you the way because they see your potential and they want to help you grow to that full potential. So it could be a chance where you're learning a skill or learning something new. In a relationship, it could be laying down a foundation and really taking your time to build upon that foundation, to really build that relationship, make sure it stands the test of time kind of situation. But for me, Three of Pentacles is foundation. Laying down a new foundation, building upon that foundation, a new way of doing things where what you're building is going to be solid, what you're building is going to be permanent, right? What you're building is only as steady and secure as your foundation. So when I see Three of Pentacles, you're clearing that land, you're flattening it out, and you're pouring the concrete, right? Like what you have, what you're creating, what you're building is going to stand the test of time. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks this might resonate more than your sun sign. I do have a playlist in the description that will take you to the other forecasts, so it'll be easy to find. I am working on love readings for November, love readings for October are linked in the description. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to check out the card of the day on the channel. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and I'll see you all in the dailies. If not, come back and check out next week's forecast. Take care, my darlings.